Hello YouTube family, welcome back to Phase Lock Life. On my channel I talk about sister locks, all things natural, and some other topics I may cover if I choose to have some interest in it. Well, I've been doing recently, I'm still doing my retightening series, so I am here with Vera. I had Vera on my, this is young Vera.
Hi.
So I had her in the beginning of my first series, but the reason how come I chose to videotape this again, and this is going to be different, but before I get into that, welcome if you're new here to my channel, and if you're one of my lost stars, thank you for tuning back in for another one of my videos. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Also for the subscribers that I have gotten so far, all the 325 of you, I really appreciate you tuning into my channel, and I'm trying to grow it up, so I appreciate all the support that I can get on this channel, so it is appreciated. Anyways, I am going to be doing something a little different. Like, there is a reason why I decided to record this again with Vera, because there was another incident. I know you guys, most of you have already heard about the Shanquilla Robinson story, the young lady that had went to Mexico and unfortunately lost her life dealing with people who she thought were her friends. But apparently there is a lot more things going on. I literally saw this last night. I cannot recall what it was a channel. It was an older woman's channel. She wasn't like an old woman, but like, in my age group. And she, probably 40s, 50 age group, but she was interviewing a young lady from Louisiana. And shout out to Louisiana. I love you guys' accents out there. If you from NOLA, drop a NOLA and a lock in the comments. It's like y'all accent. I really just love the New Orleans accent. But aside, this is a very serious topic. Actually, a young lady from New Orleans, I think she was in her early 20s, and she was in the hospital because she had ended up getting multiple stab wounds from a girl, another young girl who she thought was her friend. Now, this girl, I guess they had ended up meeting out in Texas. I don't know if it was surrounding school or whatever have you, but they met out in Texas. They became fast friends. She said she really felt like the girl was a good friend to her. And then the girl ended up moving to Florida. So she said that she had always wanted to move to Florida, and then the friend told her that I'm gonna go ahead and just be getting her started while I'm talking to you guys. So anyways, she ended up moving to Florida, guys, right? With the girl. The girl said she could move in with her and another friend so that they could split the bills and whatever have you like that. So she ended up saying she always wanted to move to Florida, so she took the girl up on her offer and went down and moved to Florida with her and another roommate. So once they got there, she said everything was good for a little while. And then this incident literally happened 2 weeks after she got there. Like literally 2 weeks after she got there. So they were going to meet a friend. So 2 weeks later, they had to go meet a friend to drive the friend to the airport. So the girl said that she couldn't find her phone. So she was asking the friend to help her find her phone. So they're both looking. The girl was telling her she's always losing stuff, whatever like that. And so eventually the friend saw the girl's phone. But the phone was like near the girl, like in front of her, but for whatever reason the girl couldn't see it. She said she had like a black phone and it was kind of hard to see when she put it down. So she told the girl, just give it to me. Like, just pick the phone up and give it to me. So the girl was like, it's right there. Why don't you just get it? It's near you. So I guess apparently the story was the reason why she had got stabbed was over a phone. But she was trying to explain now that this wasn't the reason why. It wasn't just over the phone. It was because of the argument, I guess, that led up to it. So they were going back and forth about, why won't you just pick up the phone and give it to me, because she's on her way. The girl was in the midst of trying to get out of the house to go get the friend. So she said her mind was focused on getting out the house to go get the friend. So she wasn't focusing on like where the phone was. That's probably why she didn't see it. But she got upset because the girl saw where the phone was and she wouldn't just pick it up and give it to her. So that was the thing. So when you're young guys, you gotta understand these are young girls, young ladies, early 20s, their frontal lobe is not fully developed. They said, I think they said around, you got to be around up to 24, 25 before your brain is fully developed or whatever like that. Yeah. I believe that's the age they said. So you got to, take into account that these little arguments and different things are going to happen when you're young and stuff like that. Anyways, the girl, so she said the girl ended up calling the girl crazy and saying different things to the girl, and the girl started getting upset and was telling her, I'll show you crazy, you better stop talking to me like that, or I'll show you how crazy I actually can be, or whatever. Now the girl, prior to this happening, the girl had already was aware that, I don't know what the circumstances were surrounding, but the girl had previously had stabbed her own brother. So she had found out, like, wow. Now, one would think, why would you go move with a girl who you knew who stabbed her own brother, right? Like, to me, but anyway, that'll be like with the stuff that I'll say regarding sometimes younger people don't pick up red flags, you know what I'm saying, and don't act on it, and probably just don't really think in their mind that something that bad could actually happen to them, or that they can actually lose their life for that matter. A lot of young people don't think that they can lose their life. They really don't. So anyway, so the girl, so I guess when the other girl that she was calling crazy got sick of her saying that to her, the girl went and got a knife. So she said when she came back, she realized that the girl had the knife in her hand and was saying to her, I'll show you crazy, I'll show you crazy. She said, but she literally wasn't paying the girl no mind. Like, she was still like bending over the couch looking for keys, like different, like she actually didn't think the girl was gonna actually stab her, she said. So, okay, honey. So she said when she ended up turning around, the girl was like, she was bent over the couch, and when she turned up to look up, the girl had the knife in her hand and just started coming down on her like boom, boom, boom. Like she said, and she was like in shock, like, what are you doing? She said, she told the girl, said to her, what are you doing? And the girl was like, I'm showing you crazy, I'm showing you crazy. So the girl was sitting there stabbing her. I guess once she realized that that's what the girl was doing, she started screaming, so that she had like an audio of her like saying, please stop, calling the girl's name, telling her, please stop, and all that kind of stuff. But before she knew it, the girl had already stabbed her like 6 different times. And one of the worst of it was in her stomach. So it was a whole thing of, she said other people were around, she said other people were around, but they were outside. She eventually goes outside to some of the other friends that was there at the house. They thought she was playing at first, but then realized that she was bleeding. So they ended up having to call, like, go back in the house. So she had to go back in the house with the girl. The girl was still in there. The girl went, she said the girl went in the room, packed a bag, because she was planning on leaving, because she knew what she had did. So she had packed her bag. They went in there. She was trying to tell them, get her, because she was afraid that the girl was going to come and attack her again. But the girl ended up leaving before the cops got there. The police came. They couldn't touch her. This girl had to wait. She was like in so much pain. There was a lot going on with it. I wish I remembered her name, because I definitely would have liked to have said her name, because she had a GoFundMe and different things set up for her, because she ended up having to go through a lot of rehabilitation and stuff like that. And I know that's going to be very costly for her to get through a lot of that stuff. But anyways, what eventually happened was she did eventually get to the hospital. Like literally, this girl, if in another 5 to 10 minutes, if they didn't get the ambulance, didn't get there because it took time for the ambulance to get there, to get to her, to get to the hospital. All this time, this girl had no pain medicine. So between them waiting to, so she's sitting around with 6 stab wounds in her, and with no medicine, even stab wounds to her stomach, all that, no kind of pain medicine, nothing. So the ambulance finally, after they begged, she begged them. Actually, she had to wait to get to the hospital for them to put her to sleep so that she didn't have to feel that pain. I mean, and they had to beg her along with a cop that came to the hospital with her. They actually had to beg them to put her, because they're asking her all these crazy questions while this girl is sitting there bleeding to death. Anyway, they eventually do the surgery. She gets out of surgery, and she's actually still in the hospital right now, recovering. But thank God, for whatever reason, God must have been with her, because she did not get any major. The girl, even after 6 stabs, she did not hit any major arteries. She didn't. She has some recovering to do, but she still can talk, walk. She can do all that. So she was really, like, God was definitely with her with that situation. But the main thing, the reason why I'm telling this, and I don't want to even stay like really on this topic, but the main thing that I want to point out is when the lady was asking her questions and stuff like that, I could tell that this young lady did not pick up on the red flags. Like I could tell just by how she answered that she really just did not pick up. So she was asking her, how long was this girl really her friend? And she was like, yeah, she was really my friend. Like, we were like, no, y'all don't understand. She was like, a lot of people are saying, like, oh, this and that. She said, nah, I don't even want to do her. Like, she almost felt like it would be like wrong for her to say that the girl actually wasn't her friend. So she said to her, how long did you know the girl? She was like, we were friends 6 months. So in her mind, even though she was in her early 20s, she thought a 6 month relationship meant she had a tight friendship. Listen, guys, 6 months, you still don't know a person in 6 months. Don't you know it takes years sometimes to know people? And even when you know them for years, you'll still learn different things about them. See, that's the thing that young people don't understand. They think because they meet someone and y'all are cool, y'all having fun, going out, doing little stuff like that, you think they're your best friend. They're not your best friends. They're your associates. These are people you're getting to know. And you gotta remember the girl Shanquella, the guy that was recording her get beat up to death. She knew him 5 years and thought that that was her best friend. He went on holiday trips with her and her family, and this is a man who she thought would protect her, who knew her, who was around her constantly, and he still literally recorded her getting killed and then went back to her mother's house and told a lie to her mother and covered up with the girls that killed her. So this is an example of you don't know people like you think you do. So knowing someone for 6 months is a very short time to really know someone. Okay? And then she said she had found out that the girl had stabbed her brother. That was another red flag that she didn't pay attention to. If someone tells you, young ladies, listen, if someone tells you that they've hurt a family member or a friend or anybody, whether it's animals or whatever it is, like, yeah, I stabbed an animal, or I did this and that to a friend, or this and that, that was a huge red flag right there, like, in neon lights, red flag, when she said she stabbed her brother. Now, once she did that, she should have never moved in with her, ever. She shouldn't even been near that girl. I would have rethought my friendship with her and found out what that was all about. You know what I mean? Because that lets you know that if she could do that to her family member, what do you think she's going to do to you if she gets mad? And that's exactly what she did to her. As soon as she got mad, she went and grabbed a knife and stabbed her too. So you see what I'm saying? That's that those you girls, young people out here, young teenagers and all this other kind of stuff. I implore you guys to take your time, really get to know people. Don't start moving into houses and all this apartments, all this kind of stuff with other people, and unless you really, really, really get to know who these people are. And still, you don't. It takes time to get to know them. Okay, it takes a lot of time to really get to know who a person really is. Okay, so I just want you guys to be a whole lot more vigilant out here, because nowadays your life is dependent on it, and it's so important. I want you guys to just really, if you have young daughters, cousins, nieces, even some of you guys out here too, y'all are doing a lot of stuff with guys, but guys tend to just kind of do stuff a lot more immediate. If they wanted to hurt each other, they're not as kind of sneaky and elaborate as how some females would be. They do it a little more sneaky than males. Males will just come out and hurt each other, whereas females sometimes they'll be smiling in your face and planning to hurt you. That's how a lot of females do that. I've had a lot of close calls in my younger years, and I'm really glad to say that. I just listened to what some older people used to tell me. See, I was the type, all you had to do was just tell me about something. And if I learned from seeing other people get in trouble. But some people, unfortunately, end up learning themselves. They don't want to listen. Sometimes some people are hard headed with it, and they don't want to listen to older people telling them like what they see from other people, because we've already been through it. Y'all think a lot of older people don't know what they're talking about, but it may be a different time and different language and slang and everything y'all use, but it's the same thing. We've been through it. So we know, and we can see it quicker than you guys can see it. So, because we've already been through it, we know, we could tell from just how a person's acting if they're jealous of you. This girl, again, when you look at the girl that she stabbed, you could tell that she could have possibly been jealous of this girl. She's a very beautiful girl, real attractive. You guys look the best when you're in your younger years. That's when you look the best, your body's in the best shape, all of that kind of stuff. So it's easy for people to get envious, jealous, and a lot of you young people don't know how to deal with your emotions properly. So you'll end up making mistakes that you cannot take back, and some of them are fatal. And now 2 lives are lost. You done almost killed this person. So now that young lady is in jail for attempted murder, and she has to do time. And this girl here is still in the hospital saying she wants to see her face to face and ask her why. She still can't understand, even though she was told that the girl stabbed her brother, this and that. That girl obviously has some emotional issues going on with her. Something's going on with the girl for her to get that violent with people at such a young age. So, but she was baffled and confused by that. But anyways, guys, I don't know. I just, it just was on my mind. And then with me having a young client here today, because this is around her age group. And, it was just kind of fitting. Hopefully, I was able to say something that maybe that she's in agreement with, or she understands herself. But this is a topic, hopefully, someone got something out of this. And if you need someone to talk to, you're young, you don't know what to do, please reach out to someone, even if it's your church, or talk to your parents, your big brothers or sisters, or talk to someone. Even here on YouTube, there's a lot of different people that will talk about different things like that. You can look up videos if you need like help, or someone to, if you need some advice about, the friends that you might feel funny about or anything. And it's worth you doing that, guys, because it could be your life on the line for that. So reach out for help if you need it, okay, guys? And really, really vet and evaluate the people that you surround yourself with, because it's going to be for your own good, okay? So anyways, please like, share, and subscribe. Please, share this video for any young person who may need this reminder or need to hear, some of this advice or whatever. So anyways, as always, sharing is caring, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.